Good evening, welcome back. We are going to have ourselves the last game of the night. It is a best of one, just like all the other games in the group stages, and that is exactly what we are watching, group stages. Group stages for the Spring Cup, and we're going to see two teams. Maven Gaming, we just saw them lose against a team that has already made it through to the playoffs, but we are going to see them go up against the winners. Well, by default winners, because I didn't actually play the game. But the winners of the loser bracket, it is Can't Describe. Can't Describe will go up against Maven Gaming here in the last group of Group D for the Spring Cup. By the way, group stages might be finished today. Tomorrow the playoffs are already going to be kicking off, so make sure you tune back in tomorrow as well. But for now, first, of course, let me welcome to you my co-caster, G-Advance. Welcome back, and what do you expect from this matchup?
Hi. I think this is going to be a pretty interesting matchup. The thing is, both these teams have played for what is, I mean, we've seen it already, probably the best team in this group so far.
Yeah.
Both these teams have played against them. Maven Gaming did not do as well. So, I don't have any problem with Count Describe being here, even though they got a def win. But the difficulty is, I mean, it's not like Maven Gaming had no chance. They got turned around on very, very hard. But that said, Can't Describe, they lost it a lot longer versus the side of TCM.
They put up a better fight.
They did, and hopefully we get to see Wraith King again. The only king that matters.
Very enjoyable picks, yes. I wouldn't mind seeing Centaur again, even though Centaur was a bit underwhelming in the first game. But the Wraith King, I enjoyed him a lot, actually. The thing that we saw, of course, from Maven in the previous game is that their draft wasn't really well-rounded. So I'm really hoping that this game they can actually show, like, this is the kind of game that we're comfortable with. These are the heroes that we want to play, and we know how to work this lineup into a win. So that's what I'm hoping for Maven. Can't Describe, though, they're going to be the first team to actually use a bit of their bonus time right now. They picked up the Nyx Assassin as a first pick, which is interesting on multiple fronts, because first of all, it's not a hero that is picked up first that often, not a hero that I was expecting to see banned out in the second banning phase either. But on top of that, there's also, it's a hero that we have seen mid, we have seen bottom, we've seen offlane, we've seen him everywhere, we've seen him support or not support. They don't give away a single thing with that hero pick, and a very early Rubik pick by Can't Describe. They think what Freezer can do, we can do better.
I don't know about better, but yeah, if you can try and emulate Freezer, that sounds like a good way of playing Rubik. If you missed the last game, seriously, go back and watch the VODs for that. That guy is truly awesome on Rubik. But yeah, like you said, they don't give away too much with their picks so far. What they do say is they want to be fairly aggressive once they've got their laning stage done, because both of these heroes are relatively poor in the laning stage. Rubik's big thing is that he can steal spells, and I mean, you can't do that until you get level 6, which generally comes pretty slow on the hero. He doesn't have a good way of, jungle farming or anything like that. And the same can be said for Nyx Assassin. I think this is probably a game where he'll go offlane, just because he wants to be able to focus down on this Invoker in the mid game. And the reason I say that is Invoker, solid first pick from Maven Gaming. That hero, Crosswex Invoker, you said before, they didn't look like they had much of a game plan, their team didn't really come together. Crosswex Invoker fits into every lineup right now.
Clockwork
I think that's probably the best way. Yeah, and Clockwork as well.
Yeah, he is an all-rounded hero, can do well against Nyx Assassin as well. Nyx Assassin maybe a bit less because of the Spike Carapace, but overall, also a great spell when you have a Rubik on your opponent team, because the thing that makes Clockwork good is his spells and the way they work together. And that is something that Rubik cannot replicate. Same thing goes for
stealing
Invoker.
Spells from Rubik is a good way of getting yourself killed, because most of them, they pretty much require you to get in there. Maybe if you steal Cogs and occasionally Hookshot, I would say those are pretty good ones, because Cogs, you can use it defensively as well as aggressively, and Hookshot, sometimes it can be, if you use it right at the end of the fight on Rubik, that's fine, because you can help secure a kill. If you use it right at the start of the fight, that's a really good way of getting yourself killed, pretty much.
Exactly. I like the pickup. I like it a lot more than the first game. Maven is looking solid. They banned out a lot of cores. Bedrider, Mirana, Ember, Doom. So far that shouts that they are expecting Nyx Assassin to be a core. A support, rather. While on the side of Can't Describe, they actually in turn are not banning out that many supports, which is something that I was expecting from them, considering Maven already has 2 cores. But actually they ban out one support and 1 core. They ban out the Life Stealer, which now makes a lot more sense since they pick up the Luna, of course, Lifestealer is not really susceptible to the Eclipse that Luna puts out, and that's definitely a part of her carry potential that she does not want to be ignored. And yeah, it's a good ban, making sure that there's no Lifestealer for Maven. On top of that, Clockwork with a Lifestealer infested in him, jumping on someone, also not something that you want to be dealing with. Hello, Sand King.
Yeah, Sand King, nice pickup as well. A hero that can farm in the jungle, relatively okay as a support as well. Although he's great at ganking once he's got maybe level 2 in his stun. Really, you need level 3 though. That's one thing that Sand King does have issues with, is that he cannot gank at all at level 1. Yeah, I think Lifestealer was a very sensible ban though from the side of Counter-Strike. I think that's a bit of a spanner in the works for Maven Gaming, because that would have been a fantastic hero for their team. Clockwork, already a great initiator. If you've got a Lifestealer that jumps out of him, he becomes a fantastically ridiculous initiator. And Invoker as well, we actually saw this the other day. If you go Quaswex Invoker, you can run around in Ghost Walk with a Lifestealer hopped inside of you, and that's a great initiation too. You can jump out, and you only need to use like 2 spells. Like, you know, with a Lifestealer there, you can just drop a Cold Snap on someone, they'll die pretty fast. So,
did you do it on purpose? Throwing a spanner in the works?
What did I do on purpose? What's funny about spanners?
Clockwork.
Ah!
Yeah, no, you didn't do it on purpose.
No, I didn't do that on purpose. I've done that like twice in the past couple of days, like accidental, awful jokes.
I hadn't heard it one before, so I actually had to think about it. I actually today I learned what a spanner was, because Monkey Spanner is a team, and I had to find out what a Monkey Spanner was. It was a tool. And then I knew the tool, and if you throw that in Clockworks, then, you know, that whole thing blows up. So I like...
No, that's just a saying. You like, when you like leave a spanner in like an engine or something, and you're like, where's this engine not working?
Stops working.
And they'd be like, oh, I left my spanner in there. Yeah. You like throw a spanner in the works.
But I automatically think about those tooth wheel thingies, like a thing that Clockwork has around him, and then, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine Clockwork would have a spanner, right? Like he's wearing a suit of like battle armor. I feel like you need like tools to fix that and stuff.
You kind of do. Yeah, it was a fun one. I just was wondering if you were doing that on purpose. Puck picked up control hero for Counter-Strike, and also of course a very strong hero against both Invoker. Well, anyways, if Puck initiates, nobody on Maven can do anything whatsoever. Basically that.
Yeah, I think Puck is it's a very good pickup when you think about picking up a hero with Luna, right? Because if you can control the fight, if you can keep everybody together, then Luna can output a ton of damage. She's great for AoE damage. Those glaives will bounce around between everybody. And, I mean, Luna, she's fast, but she can have issues with people using Force Staffs to get away from her. Her attack range is actually the biggest thing that hurts her as far as being kited, because her attack range is pretty awful, and of course she doesn't have any slows or anything like that, so she relies on her team holding people in there. So Puck, Nyx Assassin, Rubik, all good heroes for doing that.
Yeah, I like it. Maven is clearly not entirely sure how they're going to deal with that. They're taking a long time here in their bonus time to think about what hero they want to pick up next. Now, you already mentioned that Sand King needs his level 3 before he can really start doing some work with his Burrow Strike. I would like to see a support that will allow him to be active earlier than that. So something with either a slow or with the stun to set up for the Burrow Strike. That would actually be something, or at least something that combines up with the Burrow Strike, even if you're going to bank on that Sand King being level 3 and then start working on it. Old school combination, Leshrac, Sand King. I wouldn't be too sad about that one either, although, however, I just realized that maybe they do need something that is maybe a bit more physical damage reliant, because that Puck is going to silence people, and you don't want a hero that is absolutely useless once that silence comes out.
You know what? I would say Visage, because he's one of those heroes that doesn't suffer so much against Puck because he's so long range. And actually they're going to go Lion, but yeah, either way, somebody to set up for the Sand King is a pretty sensible move. And the thing is with Lion, he's not too level dependent either. You only need level 1 Hex, and I mean, just a couple of points in your stuns. Obviously, you want to get level 6 early, but he can get away with saying, okay, Sand King, I'm going to give you all the farm and stuff, because Lion, you can get away with Brown Boots at 40 minutes. It's okay, he still does the same thing. Yeah, you'd like a Blink Dagger on him as well, but I think the essential thing is that they can get their farm on the Sand King now.
Yeah, but on the other side, I mean, neither of these heroes are natural mech carriers. Both of the heroes want a Blink Dagger. How are they gonna decide who is going to be sacrificing the gold? Because if you sacrifice Sand King, then he's not going to have as big of an impact as he could have. So I would actually say Sand King gets the Blink Dagger, but if you don't get Lion a Blink Dagger, then he is going to be the squishiest and one of the not so useful heroes that you can think of. Unless
Yeah, I
he is
mean,
mega fast, and then Puck jumps in and he can actually hex before the
Radiant team pick.
yeah, you've got a point, especially with the mech thing. That said, however,
Oh.
Clockwork is a great hero for that, and
Dire
what?
team pick.
Hey, remember when I said that Dragon Knight was Omni?
yeah. You almost called him Omni Knight.
It was because I was
and-
looking into the future and saw Omni Knight. That's why.
I mean, that's some serious seer work to do then, because nobody picks Omni Knight, and this hero is so good mid game, but
But
he doesn't scale at all late game, and he's awful in the laning stage, like beyond awful. One of the worst laning heroes in the game.
do you think he's gonna get prioritized for farm?
He might be. Oddly enough, off-lane Omni Knight is doable and possible versus these heroes. But
Afterlife
I
was an
don't know.
offlaner, right? So Afterlife is gonna be the next assassin.
Yeah, Afterlife was an offlaner for the team. But, I mean, some teams like this, they like to switch around positions depending on hero. I think, yeah, he'll probably be a farming support, but the thing is then is they have Rubik and Omni Knight, which both need a fair amount of levels, and Rubik would like a mobility item, probably a Blink Dagger or a Force, both if he can get them, and Omni Knight, he needs like 6 items to support his mana pool, because he's awful mana issues, but those spells are so good. He has the most OP spells in the game.
Yeah, I like it. I like it also because there's, of course, a lot of spell-heavy heroes on the side of Maven. And Luna already is a hero that generally wants to go for BKB, but now you have got to build a BKB by the Omni Knight, so that frees up a lot of space for Luna to perhaps go for something else first. He can fight very early on.
Yeah, definitely. They can fight as a combo very early on. That said, it's all about whether Omni Knight actually has the ability to, use Repel, because even though it's 50 mana, that hurts Omni Knight a lot, because he has terrible mana issues, but yeah, it means the Luna can go greedy as far as early items as well. She doesn't have to rush a BKB up. She'll probably want one later on anyway, just because, it's a sort of backup plan, and Maven do have great spells that they can use, and they can initiate, get onto them before the Omni Knight uses a Repel, maybe. But this means that the Luna doesn't have to suffer quite so much as far as early farm, and can, do what the anti-mage would do, which is go greedy farm ways early.
Battle begins.
Did you see the name of the monkey? Of the baboon?
Ben QC Doi? What is this? Is this like a shout out to a few different people?
Yeah, Moscow
5,
5,
Ben Q,
Moscow
and
5, Ben
C-Doi.
Q. No, Moscow 5, Ben Q was the name of Moscow 5 for a while because the sponsor, they had to...
Oh, right,
Maybe?
okay.
So I guess this is just, they want to
And C-Doi is a player, though.
C-Doi is a player, indeed. They want to say...
Was he on M5? I don't remember.
No,
it
he
was
was
a
not.
long while ago. Okay.
But he's
I'm
apparently
confused
a
about the
baboon.
name then. I mean, shout out to C-Doi, you're a baboon.
Yeah, basically that. By the way, the anti-mage pick that we saw last, I like that pick. It gives them some physical insurance for later on in the game for Maven. But let's take a look at who is playing what and who is playing where, of course, as well, as we do have, of course, Can't Describe playing from the Radiant side for this game. Afterlife will be on the off lane by himself up against a trial lane. Not the easiest lane for him to go up against, but for now he's living and he's getting experience. For now he is also getting... No? He's
just being zoned and harassed at the moment. And, yeah, he's going to win this sort of zoning fight early on.
Unless
But
there's a burst strike, but this is kind of scary for LeBron. In the middle lane, Invoker, played by Fida. No, that's not true, that's the wrong team. Still Leaner, Puck! I was gonna say, wait, I was introducing the Radiant. Still Leaner is played by Puck. And then on the bottom lane, it's a trial lane of Bob on the Omni Knight. It is Axmo playing the Luna and Zonder on the Rubik.
yeah, and on the side of Maven Gaming, the offlaner for them is going to be the Clockwork here. He should be fairly okay. It looks like he's gone... Yeah, he's got Power Cogs level 1, and I guess he's... The way he's positioned looks like he's trying to trap some creeps in the trees here. I'm just going to see if he does this. Yeah, he is going to be trying to trap creeps in the trees here. So this is going to be hurting that Luna a little bit. I mean, we already talked about how she kind of wants to be greedy early on, but at some point they are going to get access to those creeps, right? Because otherwise Maven's going to be stuck here the whole time. Well, not Maven, sorry, Arlecchino. The mid laner for the team?
Just gonna make sure so that he can get experience, because the lane is
Oh,
pushing.
there's actually a smoke up, yeah. Evasion Dota coming into the middle lane with us a lion, but he's only level 1. He hasn't actually skilled anything up yet. He might be... Is he going for the courier again? He's going to be a little bit late. He'll probably still get it,
Yeah,
though.
well, he will. He sees it. He's gonna get.
He's
going to
wait until it comes back.
Very patient, but does mean that Stallianer is gonna get the bottle, which is good for him. Fida in the meantime might be in some trouble as well because Zonder's got an invis rune. Let's see that first. We've got the orb, the lift, and the kill. It's first blood. No, it's not. No, it's not. Fida is invisible, fast on the fingers, and the courier hanging around mid, waiting for the. Oh, so he is gonna get the courier. He is gonna get the crow, as in he's gonna get the empty the bottle. He's gonna get the bottle. Okay,
Yeah, he's gonna
Evasion,
get the
this is your
bottle
time.
because the
Evasion, you forgot to walk.
Oh, he took too long. I didn't know when the bottle was actually coming back, so by the time he'd seen it, the courier was just too far away. And one of the big issues that Lion has as a hero is he has awful base movement speed. 290, not good at all. So yeah, he doesn't get that courier.
It's a shame. Would have been a big
It
pickup.
is, but he needs to return to the lane now. If he stayed there any longer, he'd end up level 1 all day.
Oh, they are the. Well, it looks
Yeah,
like
I didn't actually finish, what?
What?
No, Afterlife is fine here.
Yes, yes. Oh, yeah, you didn't finish the introduction. Sorry.
Yeah, but the person who, like you said, Fast on the Fingers already had Ghostwalk invoked, so kind of knew what was happening, but it is going to be the Invoker here played by Fida for the win. The supports for the team, we've already seen one of them is the Lion, Evasion Dota, and the Sand King is LeBron, the stand-in for the team. Last but not least, the carry. Like you said, we didn't get to talk about it in the draft, but it's the Anti-Mage. Last pickup for them. I gotta agree, I think this is a great hero versus them, especially because there's a lot of heroes on the side of Can't Describe that will get hurt immensely by this mana burn.
Yeah, and on top of that, he is actually. Well, I was gonna say Outlast hitting Exmo for by a while, but that creep blocking by Arlecchino, who's level 3 by now, is really paying off right now. He's just making sure that there's just a slower flow of creeps for Luna. So she is not that far behind, though she is a little bit behind. She's got 10 denies for herself, trying to keep the lane in check. It's not really working out as intended, though, as nothing special. Is going for the naked Battle Fury, so no boots yet.
Yeah, I mean, he's picking up the Ring of Health. This basically means he can 1v1 the lane versus Afterlife. Anytime Nothing Special decides to trade hits with Afterlife, Afterlife's going to lose out on that. Even with Spike Carapace, it's just not much that he could do. And that's the good thing for him, because it means his support, who are very farm heavy, can actually go into the jungle here. And both teams have actually been doing that a lot. You can see the stand-in for the team, LeBron, he's stacking up this big camp here. He's going to try and kill it off with Sandstorm. It's going to take a while. Level 2 Sandstorm doesn't exactly do a lot of damage, but this is a lot of key XP as well as gold for him. Because, like I said before, Burrow Strike at level 1, 2 is pretty rubbish. The stun range on it is awful. Level 3, it becomes really good at ganking, though.
Yeah, and one thing I want to point out is that he is indeed gonna go for a Blink Dagger first by the looks of it. Oh, wait a second, Dream Coil for Frida. Is he invisible? No, it's on cooldown and he does not have mana anyway. That's gonna be your first blood. Stallianer will take it. And one point I was going to make is that only 5 minutes in, the courier got upgraded for Maven, so we already see a little bit of the struggle that these supports will have, because who is going to get basically the short end of the stick? That's the question. It looks like it's going to be Lion. He was, I believe, the one to upgrade the courier, but he's going to struggle so much. He's already behind on experience, and I'm kind of worried for Lion, because Nyx Assassin, ultimate sniping hero.
He's a great sniping hero. The nice thing for Maven is that, apart from the Anti-Mage, they can group up fairly early and just basically sit behind their Invoker and their Clockwork. And the thing is Lion, he would like a lot of levels, but level 1 Hex is still always good.
Arlecchino. Whoa. Bit of a misplay there, it doesn't matter. Kill still. I love that this Omni Knight actually went for Degen or a level 1. Or
yeah, it
level
really
1.
helped out with actually managing to land purifications on people, more than anything.
Yeah, and just making sure that people can catch up. Given it's only a small decrease in movement speed that you get, but it's enough to continuously attack your target, to chase him down. And that's the second kill going the way of Can't Describe, of course. As Stallianer has made his first rotation, went towards the top lane, is gonna find himself together there with his other mid laner, his opponent. It is Invoker who comes to try and steal the creeps as well, but Stallianer, is he in time? Oh, that impale. Nicely done. Very nicely done. They get both of the last hits on the side of Can't Describe.
Yeah, I mean, always nice to do little small things like that, especially as an offlaner who, I mean, we've seen offlaners can struggle a lot sometimes. You can get very much underleveled, you can get very much underfarmed. I mean, Maven, here. This is good rotation from him as well. He came into the middle lane whilst the Invoker was on the top, just sort of on automatic, just because he knows that he's going to get full XP from the creeps there, and maybe even a few last hits. But Vita's actually being pressured a lot here by Can't Describe. This is good play from him, from them. With Staliana here, it's already a fairly alright matchup for the Puck. I mean, it maybe should go slightly the way of the Invoker, maybe slightly the way of the Puck. It depends, you know, on the players, but the supports here, Zonda's come here like 2 or 3 times now.
This is going to be an 8.5 minute Blink Dagger for Stalianer. I mean, he got the first bot gold, so that's great for him, but he is sitting on 46 last hits with Vita sitting on 18. Oh, perhaps he's going to get shut down a bit, but Stalianer, I think he's fine. He has his Blink Dagger, actually. That is a Blink.
Yeah,
done.
Very fast Blink Dagger for Puck.
8 minutes.
And that's a big hurdle on that hero, because one of the big problems that Puck can have is that you aren't a great farming hero early on. Maybe once you've got a few more levels, you can do it just by AoE farming with your Illusory Orb and with your Waning Rift, but after that, before that even, it can be very hard to actually get last hits and such, and to just farm early. So getting an early Blink Dagger is crucial on that, and he's going to immediately rotate, actually. This is very aggressive from him, but if it gets them a kill, it'll be well worth it, especially because it's an anti-mage, and you always need to worry about how much farm he's getting. He's trying to rush a straight Battle Fury here.
Impale is there, and comes the Silence as well. Can they nuke him down? The Orb, the Dream Coil, he is blinking away, still stunned. One more hit needed, but he is going to be able to make it out. He's leveled up his Blink, and therefore, especially with the Earth Spike coming in from Evasion, that is one living anti-mage. However, anti-life after life by Carapace, still dead. Never mind. Puck, mana voided. Still alive for the moment. Evasion, though, he's gonna live as well. And this 2-man gank is gonna turn into a 1-kill the way of Maven, the team that was defending. And that is the surprise Blink Dagger attack not panning out. That is a big deal, actually, as Invoker actually coming in. Still wants to try and go for Stalianer here, who is gonna be in a bit of a trouble, but he's gonna get some help. Luna, actually, the one to come in. Luna, I say it again, the one to teleport in to come and help. It's surprising.
Yeah, I'm not sure why
now,
Luna decided to come up.
Maybe because he wanted to give Omni Knight more farm?
I mean, that's certainly a big deal, actually. Omni Knight, genuinely, I said it before, this hero struggles. This hero struggles a lot. Not just because he needs items, but he also has a terrible cast animation. I mean, he has to, because his spells are ridiculously strong. But, yeah, giving him some farm on the safe lane, not a bad decision. He's managed to get Arcane Boots at this point, as well as level 6, so not bad for him. And he'll actually be able to trade with Maven here, but if Maven burns any of his mana off, that could be bad for him.
He is not going for his ulti, though. One thing to point out.
I mean, at the moment, Maven don't have much in the way of physical damage. Later on, Guardian Angel is incredibly powerful, but at this stage, not going to do much.
We're going to see our first Epicenter Blink on top lane. Burrow Strike comes in on Luna and he's dead. That was another Blink Dagger surprise attack. This one was successful on the side of Maven, and I mean, that's just a solid play. Very fast Blink Dagger on the Sand King as well, and definitely worth prioritizing farm for him over that of the Lion, who is, by the way, still level 5.
Thanks to thee.
Yeah, I mean, the good thing for Lion, though, is that if he rotates anywhere, somebody else can initiate. They're trying to get the kill on Afterlife here, but the Tornado whiffs, and actually on the bottom lane, we didn't see it, but Bob was gone on by the Clockwork. He had some help coming in as well, and smart play from Bob. He was able to just get the repel off and just immediately TP'd out. Knew that otherwise he was going to die, and yeah, I mean, he's doing okay for the moment. Yeah, as I was saying before, Guardian Angel, at this stage, not going to do a huge amount. Most of their damage is magical-based. Invoker, pretty much completely so, and ooh, looks like LeBron here.
Sand King is a goner. Nice initiation and a good spot out from Can't Describe. It's a good kill. A bit too late to stop him from getting his Blink Dagger, I guess, and it's not as high priority as the anti-mage that they might want to try and take instead, but a kill is a kill, and they need to keep the kills coming, especially if they're going to continue rotating like they are.
Don't mind me.
Yeah, and this is going to be a very fast Battle Fury on Nothing Special here as well, actually. If you look at this, he's already got the Perseverance, he's got the Claymore as well, so, I mean, 300 gold and he's got this, and he's getting a lot of support up here, because they know, Can't Describe, they know they have to stop him at some point, because even with the Midas on the Luna, she's not going to farm as fast, and potentially won't be a strong late game. I mean, Luna's better at sieging a base, but as far as an out-and-out fight goes late game, she'll lose.
Oh, that's gonna be one dead Clockwork. In comes the Rubik with a kill, actually. Okay, that was funny. Earth Spike and Impales following up on each other. Evasion, though, for the moment lives and actually is able to hex up Afterlife as Anti-Mage jumps forward. Mana voids the Rubik, gets the kill. Now 2 heroes left alive. Nice silence. Nice Impale as well. And still the Orb gets actually the Lion still on the back end. As Salianer is able to jump himself away. It is going to be LeBron that is running for his life. He's still visible, though. There's a ward right there. And in comes the Omni Knight. The Burrow Strike to the other side is there. Sandstorm.
He's gonna die to the Venom.
The Venom.
No, he's gonna live.
He's going to live. Barely.
Oof.
Damn neutrals.
That Venom really doesn't do much damage, actually. I
I
thought
tried
it
to
did more
find
than
it.
that, but it's only 2 damage a second.
Yeah, Scythian doesn't have teleport though, but he does have Blink Dagger, so he should be okay. Turns out, I mean, they did get ahead, can't describe, but they did give a kill to the Anti-Mage, and that's never good. I mean, he has his Battle Fury ready now, and he has boots. Treads are going to be soon there as well. And how are they going to deal with him? They have a Luna who already died once, who went for Hanamitis, is still going for BKB as first item, and it's going to take a while before she's actually ready to fight. And I don't think she has that time. That Anti-Mage is going to have... it's going to be very scary very soon, basically.
Yeah, the scariest thing about Anti-Mage is that the faster he gets his Battle Fury, the faster he gets all the items in the world. And he really does. He's one of the fastest farming carries in the game. Some would even argue potentially the fastest. And he's got a very early Battle Fury. It's not uncommon to see this item picked up at 20 minutes into the game, and it still be perfectly fine as far as timing. He's got it at 13. One thing he might have to think about is, one thing about going such an early Naked Battle Fury on Anti-Mage is that you maybe have to actually go for an early Vlad's as well. Otherwise, when you're fighting the creeps in the jungle, you'll be fine as far as health. You won't die to the creeps or anything like that, but it will mean that you won't be able to turn up to the fights even a little bit, even just a kill snipe, because you'll be at like 200 or 300 HP constantly fighting neutrals, and that is not ideal for him, because it means he's easier to snipe as well, especially with heroes like Puck on the field, but he's still going to be farming up faster than anybody else, and it's not exactly bad that he gets the Vlads early. It's still going to be useful throughout the game for him. It's not always an item you really want to be getting on Anti-Mage, because at some point you're probably going to sell it.
Yeah, you probably want to have a support buying it for you, carrying it for you, I should say. As the Invoker, I have to say, I mean, we haven't seen too much of the Invoker just yet. He's had some nice escapes. He did give up First Blood, of course. But other than that, he's just been doing his thing. In terms of net worth, though, he is very sad.
Yeah, he's surprisingly low. I mean, he got killed off early on, and the thing about Invoker is, he's not going to farm particularly fast. He's not gone for Midas as well, because he's gone Quas Wex, and he's actually skipping out a few points in Quas here, and actually got an early point in Exhort as well. This is a little bit of an unusual build as far as, if you go Quas Wex Invoker at the moment, it's like slightly changed around, but yeah, he's playing a kind of poor Invoker here. He's not doing I don't mean poor as in Vita sucks. I mean, like, he's not got very much money, okay? Guys, please, I'm not flaming Fita. Not yet. I'm sure I will do at some point.
Too late. People already think you a flamer bias.
Alright, whatever. Fita sucks. I'll just flame him.
Wow. That turned around real quickly.
I'll flame anybody. Because I don't mind when people like get mean at me afterwards. Because I'm like, whatever, I suck as well. I suck more than anybody else in this game.
Me too. Aww. We're both crappy at Dota, so we cast. Hell yeah.
Wow.
There we go. Sorry.
I mean, when you put it like that, yeah.
Had to be said.
I wanted to cast before I wanted to be good at Dota, though. Is that weird?
No. I am left-handed with the right-hand mouse. I've been told that I can train it. I should try it. I will try it. Oh, this Clockwork is in some trouble, but Tornado comes actually from the Invoker, and hereby, game impact for Fida. He actually is going to be able to get a kill there as well as Rubik will drop. He saved the life of the Clockwork, who still has his hook shot in the meantime. Lion is able to zap out the Puck, and it is the Lion that goes down to Luna as well, who still has her Eclipse, by the way. And Anti-Mage, what are you doing here in this mid lane? He actually rotated mid.
Well, there is a fair amount of pressure up on the top lane here, but yeah, it's a little bit unusual that he's rotating mid. I think they thought that Axmo was actually going to jump in a lot further. And, I mean, I've got to say, Fita, what a player.
What a player indeed. We have to make it right again.
I'm just joking around now,
But no, he did good, because Clockwork would have been dead if it wasn't for him.
Yeah, definitely. He did save his ally there. And, in fact, interesting thing about Clockwork, I mean, he's a very adaptable hero as far as item build. He's gone for basically the sort of glass cannon build here, a sort of more physical DPS build. He's picked up early phase boots and no HP items whatsoever, which is very unusual for a hardcore initiator.
Yeah, I agree. Very.
It does mean if he catches somebody out, though, they're going to suffer an even worse time than they normally would do, which, I mean, getting caught out by a clockwork, particularly if you're a support hero, is already difficult, but yeah, and it looks like Counter-Scribe, they're actually grouping up, maybe to push mid, but I don't know, it doesn't look like this is much of their game plan. I guess they're waiting. I mean, the thing about Counter-Scribe's lineup is it is very good late game. Omni Knight's Guardian Angel will completely protect Luna, especially if he's got BKB as well. So they can try and look towards late game, but I'd be very worried because Nothing Special is going to be farming up a very special amount of farm this game. He's got a very early battle fury. That wasn't even a pun, that was just awful.
Oh, it's gonna be Zunder that dies here. Nice try though. Zunder is having an underwhelming game, and I mean, it's difficult, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of spells that you can steal that don't really have that much of an, like, that don't add that much. We already mentioned how the different spells of the heroes work together better than anything else, so if you steal just one spell, it's a bit underwhelming. But if you compare it to the Rubik from the previous game, it is definitely not a very good one, as we have got maybe a Luna in trouble, but he gets a heal and a repel, and he's actually no. You can see him thinking,
nah, he's not gonna.
No.
The thing is that neither of those two heroes actually have initiation. It's another big problem with Omni Knight is he has no crowd control whatsoever. Luna doesn't either, so those three heroes, they can all just sort of walk away from them. And if Luna pops her Eclipse, it's probably not going to do anything. It'll hit maybe one or two beams, but nobody there is going to die. So smart decision for them to just back off. But it's also the problem that Counter-Scribe are having right now. Unless their puck is initiating for them, they don't have a huge amount of initiation. I mean, they do have the Nyx Assassin and the Rubik to an extent as well, but they're not coordinating enough to actually get that initiation up on anyone. And like I said before, I really worry about that right now because there's an anti-mage with a 13-minute battle fury.
Yeah, and of course in terms of control, I mean, this would be the time where I would expect for Counter-Scribe perhaps to take a couple of towers, because you're not going to be able to fight that much against the anti-mage later on in the game, and he is going to split push, as it looks like Maven is actually thinking about fighting. There's already a sentry ward down though, so this Afterlife Nyx Assassin has to be careful. He gets a repel, they know he's there, you see them backing off, they've got everything up, and Counter-Scribe does not have the Vendetta anymore. Vendetta is about to run out, and it's only level 1, so it's a very short duration with a long cooldown. Blink forward, gets himself the puck, but puck gets healed, repels there as well. That is Sand King dead. Looking for more EMP, is not really doing too much. In comes the Eclipse and the Guardian Angel, and that is going to be a clockwork gone. Dream Coil up on the Invoker. Nice Finger of Death coming out, and Puck will still die. But Luna, his bouncing blades, or her bouncing blades, and the Lucent Beam still are going to get the kill on the Lion. Fida is going to be living for now, but that fight definitely won by Counter-Scribe. Nice Tornado, making sure nobody gets the last hit on the tower. Perhaps that was the intention, but overall, Counter-Scribe won that fight.
Yeah, and I mean, interesting play there from Maven, because the thing is, they initiated, and you never want to initiate versus an Omni Knight. He's an incredible mid-game hero. He pops down the heals, the repel, and suddenly the target that you're going on, you've made a massive mistake by going on them. And they pop off the Guardian Angel as well, and there can be no follow-up either. So, yeah, I mean, the thing is they had heroes to... They don't really have much in the way that can actually just defend a tower from range. The Invoker can do it, but Quas Wex isn't exactly the best at that. You can throw out an EMP Tornado, and that's about it. You know, you don't really have access to a good meatball or anything like that. Sorry, I say meatball now, like... Purian has got me to constantly say it rather than just the actual name of the spell, but whatever, it's a meatball. It looks like a big meatball. But, yeah, I mean, they don't have much in the way that can defend a tower from range. Maybe they can fire a few rocket flares at it, but...
So, that was a Blink Epicenter from Burrow Strike from the Sand King on the puck. I guess that is what they should be doing in a fight like that. I mean, if Maven indeed has a very tough time initiating. However, if Sand King gets a Blink Burrow Epicenter on the Omni Knight, where Omni Knight doesn't have a chance to move a muscle, then they have the chance. Then they have the fight in their hands, I think. But for that to happen, first the Epicenter has to be off cooldown again, and the Omni Knight has, of course, been positioned. So positioning for Omni Knight is absolutely crucial.
Yeah, it's absolutely key. If he gets initiated on by, for instance, the Clockwork, then that's going to be a seriously big deal, because then he doesn't have the cast animation to use Purification. He'll have to use Repel on himself, and that's obviously not ideal. And actually, a kill goes up for Invoker there.
Yeah, well, he's
Looks like he was
space.
initiated on.
He's creating space. Roshan being attempted here. It's going very slow. Dreamcoil in the meantime in the middle. They're losing a lot of heroes for this, since the Lion is also getting dropped here. I mean, is it worth it? Probably, but it's taking an awful long time. And actually, with the ping coming out, Bob is actually scouting this out. He could be in time. He's gonna walk in the pit. He has got the he can take it. No, he gets burst right before repelling himself. In comes Puck though, jumping in. The silence is there. The Aegis goes to the anti-mage, but the Roshan kill is going the way of Can't Describe, and the Aegis is already gone as well as they get the anti-mage. They're gonna try to take him down again. Can they silence him? Can they do something? No, he just blinks away and gets out safe.
Yeah, I mean,
And
they
they
do manage to get the Aegis on Maven, but the kill goes to Can't Describe. They get the tower, and I mean, not exactly a good turn up for Maven. Maven is struggling a little bit. Just in the past couple of minutes, it looked like things were fairly safe for them, but they're relying a lot more on Nothing Special at this point, and he does have to farm up a lot until he's actually... What happened?
That name is just so confusing.
Yeah, Nothing Special
I mean,
it's
like,
either
my
a
first
terrible
reaction,
name
they're
or a
relying
brilliant
on
name.
nothing special. It's like, that's not a very nice thing to say.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like I said, they have to play these fights a lot better, because Can't Describe, they have so great team fight at this point. Puck, Omni Knight, Luna, just the three of them. How do you even fight into that? They have really good initiation from the Puck, and if you try to go on the Luna or the Omni Knight, it's incredibly hard to do so. Omni Knight, not exactly an easy kill, and Luna at this point, she's got her own BKB, she's got an Omni Knight behind her, so she's pretty much invincible at this stage. It's going to be crazy hard to actually try and kill her. You have to focus down somebody else beforehand.
Yeah, his Afterlife is... I mean, with the level 1 Vendetta, I'm kind of surprised that he was already going for his Vendetta the moment he teleported in. He's not going to do anything. Nope. Okay, wasted Vendetta. He's almost level 11 though, and he has finished his Blink Dagger, and with the fight... Like, he finished it right before that Roche fight. And then Roche went down, going the way of Can't Describe, and the tower went down, and now he's already having 1200 extra gold. So, quite a rich support they have there. As so far, the only one that's really rich on the side of Maven is the Anti-Mage, and even he is behind the Luna, no surprise. Of course, the Hand of Midas helping out with that one, as well as the towers. There's no tower down yet on Can't Describe, well, there's 3 towers down on the side of Maven. But I'm finding that this Anti-Mage, he is struggling. He is indeed the one that's all reliant on. It's gonna take a while before he's able to actually be a one-man army, and by the looks of it, he does need to be a one-man army unless Sand King gets the most brilliant initiation off in the history of time.
Yeah, right now there just isn't enough room on the map for the anti-mage to actually farm up as fast as you maybe would expect him to. One thing to point out though is I think Fita's going for a brilliant item choice here on the Invoker. He's going to be picking up an Orchid, and that's one of the few items that really does counter these Omni Knight mid-game spells. There's pretty much nothing that he can do. It's also great versus Puck too. So I think this is a smart item pickup for him. It's going to be all about timing of using it in the fights, and Staliana's just playing with them right now.
I was going to say, this is maybe not the best play. He is not going to live through that. I mean, that was the most ballsy play that I've seen. He had a haste rune, and he was having a repel. He was basically doing a ring around the tier 2 tower, and finds himself the Sand King, hits once, then decides, oh, maybe he's gonna turn around to Blink and Burrow Strike, so I have to silence him too. So he silences him too, and then of course, I mean, Tornado comes in and the initiation comes out from Maven. So that was just, that was a bit stupid.
That was cocky, basically.
Yeah.
That's what that is. Look, guys, I'm a Puck. It's really hard to kill Puck. Oh god, guys, I fed. I'm sorry. Sorry, team.
Space
That's one of those where you
guys.
genuinely
Space
have to
created.
apologize. And with that time as well, I mean, the tier 1 tower goes down on the bottom lane, so Anti-Mage, he does die for it, but, I mean, it's almost worth it, just because it means it's more farming room, it's less room that Can't Describe know they have this completely secure. I mean, a tower is basically a secure lane, and this gives Anti-Mage just that little bit more room once he does come back up, although he did die for it, which is not exactly ideal.
I like that the Omni Knight has a Blink Dagger. Curious to see what he can do with it. Of course, we already mentioned that it's very important for him for positioning. And so Blinkdagger really fits in his build. He hasn't died yet this entire game. One thing that I also like in terms of item build, we have a Veil being built up by the Sand King. And we already mentioned how important the Sand King is. If he's able to get a Veil off during his epicenter, that is a very scary thing for Counter-Strike. There's only one person that Omni Knight can save with his repel. And Luna, of course, has got her BKB, but the rest does not. So the rest will drop fairly fast.
Yeah, Sand King, Veil, it's always a great item pickup, especially because Veil in Discord has been buffed and buffed and buffed and buffed and buffed just every single patch forever.
Oh, Zonder steal kill steal.
Yeah, I mean, this is something you pointed out in the draft. They have two supports, both of which kind of need a few core items, one of which is a Lion. He's going to die a lot to this Nyx Assassin. There's not much they can do about it.
He gets initiated upon, but at least he was able to initiate on the Invoker. Goes down to the Dream Coil tick. Clockwork is in trouble as well. Is actually repelled for the moment. He'll live through it all. He might be able to walk away from this as Stellianer still hitting him. Blink forward from the Omni Knight, of course. That is going to be Stellianer a double kill as he gets the credit for the kill. 3 dead. And it might be 4 as LeBron is trying to run from this. Impale is going to come out, and that is indeed a triple kill for Stellianer. 3-4-0. And it all started with a Blink Impale from Afterlife. Blinking away from the tornado, initiating on the Invoker, setting up for everything. And seriously, how did Clockwork get repelled?
I think that was actually just a misclick from Omni Knight, because the thing is you can use Repel offensively. Yeah. Sometimes you want to, take a buff off somebody if they're particularly strong and you just want to use physicals on them, but
that was a misclick.
Yeah, it must have been a misclick. I don't think it's intentional at all.
For a second I thought that it was Rubik that I thought was on the other team, but...
Yeah, I thought that for a second, then I was like, no, they don't have a Rubik. It must have just been a misclick, that's all it could be. But, I mean, the big thing for me right now is how big are Anti-Mage's shoulders? How big is Nothing Special's shoulders? Because he has to do a lot of legwork right now. Can't describe. They have all the space in the world right now. They just took out 2 tier 2s. Without anybody even contesting them.
You know, if you have to do a lot of leg work, having bigger shoulders doesn't really matter. It's just all about legs.
No, it's carrying. You carrying people on your back, right?
Yeah, but so, you're saying a lot of leg work. It's a lot of shoulder work.
When you're carrying big stuff, you need big shoulders.
Yeah, but you said he has a lot of leg work. But
I didn't say. I mean, yeah, you need leg work as well. You need whole core body strength to do that.
Well, then why focus on one point, either legs or shoulders? Just say he needs to be strong.
He needs to be strong. I mean, look at Anti-Mage though. Look at his model. Anti-Mage is pretty jacked, right? He's got some serious muscle definition going on. Yeah, you can do the showcase view now, by the way, so you can really zoom in and admire Anti-Mage's perfect body and weird hair and shoulders. Yeah. He's actually kind of thin on the shoulders, though. You know what I mean?
No, I mean the muscles in the shoulders.
Yeah, he's got a lot of muscles in the shoulders, but he's not big, you know? He's not big. He's
because that would be ugly.
It's a small guy who's worked out a lot.
This is good.
Is this perfect? Is this your thing?
Well, the muscle part.
Have I got to tell Bulldog something?
Arms, if it's bigger, then it would be ugly. Wait a second, there's someone being chased down. What? Tornadoes, impales, Invoker. Well, Invoker's invisible. That's what he is. Hook shot!
Yeah, and they're actually going to turn
around.
The
heal still comes out though. 4 staff away. And repel is there. That's going to be Afterlife saved by Bob.
Wow, what a little bit of a turnaround from both of them there. And actually on the bottom lane...
Finger death, you're dead. They can do that on anybody at any time and anybody will die.
Yeah, and I mean, they picked the perfect target to do it on, right? Luna... She's been farming up a Storm, she's got a Hand of Midas, a Helm of the Dominator as well. So she's got a lot of farm at this point. They need this Anti-Mage to get ahead of her, and, I mean, pick on her when she's slightly out of position. That's one of the problems with using your Omni Knight to save anybody else, I would say. Because really, you kind of want to use it just to save her, constantly. That's pretty much why you picked that hero.
Yeah. Gem of Truth set now also on the Lion. We already had one on the Rubik earlier, so... Extra detection, and Anti-Mage completed his Manta style. Now at this point, it's maybe a bit too early to start one-man armying this, but he can split push very well now with this Anti-Mage. Whoa! Walks into Stellianer and Zonder. And instantly Selena guesses where he goes. He guesses wrong though, as we do have the Invoker getting picked up. Nothing special, is finding for a place to go. He needs to be careful, he cannot afford himself to be picked off. I mean, we see Counter-Strike's problem, right? I mean, right now they were ahead, and they were ahead for quite a long time, but Maven knows what they have to do, aka avoid fights. Unless you know for sure that it's going to be a pickup like the Burst Strike epicenters that we have seen coming out from the Sand King. But for now, they're just playing really defensively, which is exactly what they should do. But it's making Counter-Strike's job a lot harder as they jump forward, perhaps. No, not going to be able to catch out that anti-mage.
Yeah, and I mean, Anti-Mage getting his Manta style now, it's a really crucial item. Not just because it's the most core item on Anti-Mage, right? It allows him to split push better. It makes him do a lot more damage in the fights as well, because each of those illusions gets mana break. And it's even better this game because, can't describe, they have a silence coming out from the puck, and using a Manta style will get you immediately out of that silence. It just gets rid of the debuff completely. So, yeah, an important item for the Anti-Mage. He can also turn up to fights a little bit more now. Like you said, he can't one-man army, but Maven, they maybe have a chance to fight, but actually...
Thunder, very aggressive blink from him. He stole Sandstorm though, he's gonna make it out alive, saved by his spell steal, and of course the heal coming out from Bob again as there's a jump in from Clockwork as he goes down. Nick's Assassin in the meantime getting picked up as well. There was a whole fight going on the other side of the map where Puck also died, turned into a 1 on... Well, a 2-0 on the top and a 1 in the roast pit. 1-0 for CD, but they got the Aegis. That's the most important thing. Overall, can't describe. They got the fight their way because they got Roshan and Aegis.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice for the Anti-Mage to get that extra more and more in the way of kills and stuff right now, but yeah, this Luna picking up the Aegis of the Immortal, it means that Maven can't do what they just did a couple minutes ago as well. They can't jump in with the Sand King, follow up with the Finger of Death, and just immediately pick her off. Because if they do that, they've just used both of their ults on those two heroes. Axmo's going to come up again with the Aegis of the Immortal. He's going to turn around BKB, and he's going to kill them both. So, yeah. There's not much they can do, and Axmo, he's incredibly farmed at this point. I mean, we talked about this at the start. He can go greedy because there's an Omni Knight supporting him in this game, and that's exactly what he's done. Is he's out-farmed an Anti-Mage, and not just any Anti-Mage, an Anti-Mage that went a 13-minute Battle Fury. So
that's a difficult thing to do.
Very few people can do that, never mind heroes. I mean, that's a difficult thing to do versus anybody, and yeah. Oh, initiation mid lane.
Yeah, we're seeing the tower at least dropping. Xander and Bob are trying to make something happen, though they have to be careful. There is a Omni Knight in trouble, though. Bob getting picked up, Invoker with the last hit. Xander now left to his devices. Still gonna get some help from Afterlife as the line isn't want to go down. And actually, Arlecchino is gonna get picked off as well. That's a double kill for Selena. The gem goes the way of CD. Now they have two. And that is going to be another fight won by Maven, and that's what you get for trying to initiate. I mean, we know that they have to initiate on the Omni Knight. That's the way for them to win fights. But he is so far back that you have to commit hard if you want to take that down. And they committed too hard. They were too spread out. The Sand King was not close to his team, and Clockwork and Lion were just caught out of position because of that as well. Nice EMP coming out from Fida there.
Yeah, that fight, not worth it at all for the side of Maven. They lose their gem as well, and that's the big one, because it means the Nyx Assassin can initiate using Vendetta. He doesn't just have to blink forwards.
That's only a Veil, though. LeBron getting hexed up straight away and is in some trouble. Might still be able to run away. Sandstorm stolen by Zonder, as it is the Eclipse that comes out. The hookshot still comes out to stun up the Luna, but she has a BKB still and an Aegis. She actually turns on her BKB before the Aegis, as it was
and
Rubik
she's
that
used
died.
up Satanic as well.
Yeah.
She's going to die twice.
She is going to make this into a team wipe.
And both gems go down as well. This is huge.
This is huge. This is an overextension from Can't Describe. They did not have the Omni Knight when they started pressuring Maven, and thought that without an epicenter they could still take it, but that is so not true. They need that Omni Knight, and weird that Luna would pop her BKB before the Aegis is popped.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those moments. It's easy to panic, I think, is probably the issue there. And yeah, Maven, that's a huge fight for them. It's a big gold swing. It's a lot of map control as well. They get both the gems. So now Can't Describe, they don't have their own gem. And they've given away the gem back to Maven. So this Nyx Assassin, he's going to have to blink initiate, which is more difficult to do generally than just walking in and Vendettaing. And now they're going to lose, I mean, they're going to lose this tier 2 up at the top plate. Well, no, they're not losing the tier 2, but they've just lost a lot of map control from this. Nothing special. He's going to buy up a full heart from that. I mean, he just went from Manta style to Heart. It's a big jump in HP, and it allows him to stand and fight more in these fights. Because the thing is at the moment he still have to turn up after everybody else.
And it is also a big thing for his illusions. They are now able to split push on their own a lot easier because they're just not killed off that easily. It's a big
Bottom
turnaround.
lane looks like they're going to go on Bob here. Sorry, I just think they're going to go on in there. They're preparing to
Bob.
do so.
Oh, Epicenter's already there, but the repel. Oh, and he cancels because he. Oh, it reminds me of the World of Warcraft Paladin. I don't know what the name is anymore, but it's like Hana protection or something, and then teleport out as well. Hearthstone out.
Yeah, I don't know.
Stellianer dead as the Orchid from Frida is doing some work there. He's gonna get initiated upon himself. The Blink and Impale from Afterlife to set up for the kill. For well, actually, he takes it home himself. Buyback for the puck. Whoa, they are wanting.
They're
to
going
go
for
on
base
this.
apparently.
Yeah, there's a buyback on Invoker as well, though, if he wants to. Actually, no, he used it already. It's on
Yeah, he
cooldown.
used it in the last fight. So I mean, potentially this is a good opportunity for them, but they're using a lot, right, to go into the base there. They use the buyback. He has to travel all the way here. It's a lot of time wasted. He doesn't even have Necro Book off cooldown, which is an interesting item that he got on Puck. I actually think it's a really, really nice item on Puck. It's good for stats. It's not super expensive, and you can build it up a lot easier than some other items.
The Veil is already on there. Not on everybody, but at least on the supports. There's no Epicenter though as the silence comes out. Dream Coil on 2. That's Lion already nuked down. Clockwork in some trouble. The Bouncing Blaze doing their work and getting that kill as well. That's a double kill for Stellianer. Now Anti-Mage comes in with the heart. He's not going to commit though. Not when there's an Eclipse BKB Luna around where they try to kill off everybody in sight. Silence up. Lion, he just bought back. Will be forced back again. Still has that Finger of Death, of course, as the Barracks are now the ones who are feeling the hatred from Counter-Strike. But without a Clockwork, without an Invoker, it's going to be a tough job to try and deal with this. Hex out on Afterlife, in some trouble. Burn away from Mana. Finger of Death, that's a kill right there, but nothing special. Lifted, in comes the Burrow Strike, trying to help, but nothing special. Impale comes out as well. They stun them all up, but the Guardian Angel, just in time, they get the Sand King, they get their axe. Invoker was back alive again, but it looks like he's not going to live for very long. He's getting chased away from his own base. He's running and going invisible, but with the Necronomicon units there, he is not invisible for long. And that Invoker dying might be cause for Counter-Strike to commit again. However, the Relena Rex is dead. If I were them, back off, play it safe, as in, actually, Afterlife is already back on the bottom lane. He bought back.
Yeah, they need to get out of that fight afterwards. I mean, the thing is, we saw it in the fight there. Once the Eclipse is down, there's not much that can actually stop this Anti-Mage, and they just don't have enough in the way of lockdown to fight him for a long duration of time. And they'd already used a lot. Guardian Angel was down. They were fairly low on mana as well. Yeah, just get out of there from that one. Play it safe. You've already taken the enemy racks. That's a serious blow to any team. And Maven, they're struggling right now. Their Invoker, I mean, he did earn a fair amount of gold from that, but he's had to buy back a little bit, and his item progression is really not good at this point. A 4-staff and an Orchid 11th is great, but it's 37 minutes in the game. He needs something else. Possibly even a Hex or something. I think a Hex would be a great item for him this game.
He's out farmed by an Only Knight. It's troublesome, as actually the Impale comes out, as well as the Vendetta. The Clockwork is a goner indeed. As they get that one close, not close at all, just good pick off, as we are also going to see Lion in some trouble. Bouncing Blaze doing some damage. Blink forward from Afterlife, chasing Evasion away from safety, and that's going to be another kill. Nice Burrow Strike coming out still from LeBron, but he's out of mana. He is also very, very dead, with another Vendetta coming out from Afterlife. 3 kills for Afterlife as he takes down all 3 heroes that just died, and they get a tier 2 last one there as well.
There's nothing that the side of Maven can actually do to defend this. I mean, Fita, he's going to come back and do something. He's going to throw a tornado EMP, but otherwise they're just going to have to try and trade. And yeah, Fita might go down anyway before he even gets a chance.
Trying to get away, goes invisible. Should be enough. Stellianer has his Necronomicon is on cooldown, so can't do anything with it. The Fortify is there for Maven. In the meantime, Anti-Mage is doing some work though. He already got himself the tier 3 down, and the ranged Rex are close to dying as well. And he doesn't care about the Nyx Assassin to be around there as well, so at least he's making a trade. Fortification comes out for Counter-Strike as well, and this is the time where nothing special has to be careful here. This is the time where you might want to
He has to be careful, but there's no one to lock him down. The only one who can do that is the Nyx Assassin. Nyx Assassin's, I mean, he's still not here, he's coming in now. He's going to get racks from this. This is a good trade for them, considering the situation they were in.
It's a
they were in a very bad situation right then. They could have lost the game, and I think nothing special, not going back, deciding to commit to those racks, probably saved them. He's actually going Abyssal now. Or maybe even just go Rapier. I mean, they're in a bad situation, right? They just lost 2 lanes of racks.
I would not like to see him having a Rapier if he doesn't have... Like, he could buy a Rapier if he wants it already, right? He has got the gold for it.
Yeah, he does have the gold for it, so it will be an Abyssal Blade.
Yeah, because, I mean, he does not have a BKB, which, you know, there's a lot of disable coming out for his side, so he has to be careful for that.
There's a fair amount, but there's not too much. I think he could probably get away with it, but, you know, a Rapier is a last resort. It was just my immediate thought after seeing him pick up the Relic first. Definitely Abyssal Blade probably makes more sense in this position, but even so, Maven... They're down a lane of racks. They're down 2 lanes of racks. They've managed to get one as a counter, but I mean, can't describe. Look, they're just going to go up into the top lane now, and the longer this fight goes on around the top lane racks, the harder things are going to get for Maven because they're going to have creeps spilling in from the other lanes, and there's not much they can do about that forever.
Yeah, they do have some new items for the next fight. As you said, the Abyssal is now done. The BKB is done on Arlecchino, so that's going to be a nice one for them as well. Invoker is
This means nothing special doesn't have buyback.
Does mean that.
That's huge.
That is huge.
If he had buyback in this fight, that would be major, but he's not going to have it in this... And he's going forward. This could be really dangerous.
All or nothing. In comes the Impale. Doesn't hit though. Tornado does pick up the Luna. They actually go in on that. They go for Zonder first. Already silenced up. The heal is there though. Nice cogs coming out. Guardian Angel keeping everybody safe, making sure that nothing special is not doing anything at all. Getting lifted there as well. Now in comes the epicenter burrow strike. So far it's only Lion that has died though. Oh, but this anti-mage is doing work. Omni Knight is out of mana, might actually die. There he goes, mega kill streak, and that's the Abyssal used on Zonder, who is still able to blink away just afterwards, and anti-mage gets picked up by Zonder instead. Now it is LeBron, the last one alive for Maven, but this could definitely be game, as that was a very long fight. And Maven had a brilliant initiation, but that Guardian Angel just wrecked their whole plan.
Guardian Angel, I mean, I said this before, at Omni Knight he has so many problems, but he has the best spells in the game, especially for a fight like that. The difference that it makes is that it just allows the Luna to just stand there and fight everybody. Even this anti-mage, who probably should beat her at this stage of the game, even with the Satanic and Butterfly on her. Anti-mage is just a better, 1v1 carry because he can Manta Start, burn all your mana, and then blow you up. And yeah, they call it GG well played. I think the turnaround there really was that Guardian Angel, perfectly timed as well.
Yep.
Just after they'd all committed.
Nice pick as well. I mean, the pick from the Omni Knight, I didn't see it coming, but it worked out beautifully for Can't Describe, and they indeed get well-deserved a place in the playoffs. The playoffs for the Spring Cup will start off tomorrow, so make sure you tune in back then. We don't know exactly what time, but we can estimate it's around 1800 CET again. We're going to see 2 best-of-3s, if I recall correctly. So there should be some good games in there, and yeah, definitely well-deserved first 2 places. Of course, a shame that we had one team actually forfeit their second match. But overall, Can't Describe, as well as TCN, definitely deserve their place in the playoffs.
Yeah, definitely. Both these teams have played pretty phenomenally, especially TCN. I think they're one of the teams that people have heard of them a fair amount, but I definitely put them now, after seeing them play today, as one of the major favourites to win the tournament. They looked real scary, and I mean, I don't know, it's close. I would be willing to bet somebody else's rares on it.
Yeah, somebody else's
because
rares.
I don't bet rares anymore, because my friend put 23 rares on Orange to beat Navi at TA. So I don't bet anymore, because he lost them all.
Yeah, that's a pretty hefty loss.
He was really convinced Orange were going to win.
Well, it was close, to be honest.
It was close.
But,
that game was very
Pudge
close.
And Chen, that was that game, right? Chen Pudge?
Yeah, it was that. It was that series of games, because that was best of 3 or best of 5. I can't remember now. I think it was best of 3.
It was. Pudge Chen wins every time. That's not true, but regardless, I mean, good games. I'm really looking forward to see these teams getting tested against each other. I mean, it's a fairly tier 2 tournament, tier 2, tier 3, if you will. It's a local tournament. But it's definitely a chance for these teams to get into the limelight, and they have some really good players in there and really good plays in there as well. It's very enjoyable to watch, and I just want to see what they can do against each other and also see who wins. It's very simple.
Yeah, there's been some really impressive play. I mean, the standout player for today has definitely been Freezer. I'd never even heard of the guy beforehand.
Oh, yeah,
I'd heard
I
of like
have.
everybody else, but I hadn't heard of Freezer. And
He stood
his
in for a
Rubik
couple
was
of-
phenomenal.
He stood
Sorry?
in for a couple of teams, I think.
Yeah, I'm maybe I've seen the name before, but he really did shine today.
I've been told that he is one of the most known players in Romania, known by other pro players. So
We aren't Romanian though.
true. This is very true. But I just wanted to share that piece of information. That does mean that perhaps we're going to see him more often. I mean, if you are thinking of needing a stand-in, you would think of someone that's good, right? And Freezer, definitely good. If you need a support stand-in, get a Rubik for him, and I think he'll be as a fish in water. That's what
Screw
I'd say.
Demon, get Freezer.
Yes. Well, definitely enjoyable games today. Thank you for watching. Tune back in tomorrow for more games in the Spring Cup. And, of course, once again, thank you for co-casting as well, G-Advance. And do you have any shout-outs or plugins that you want to have before going?
No worries. I mean, the usual. I plug myself. Just, go and check out my my stream, which is twitch.tv/sentmygibs. I do all my own casting from there. But, I mean, most of all, I enjoy co-casting with you. So it's always good to be here.
It is good to be here. I agree. So fun games. So, like I said, we'll be back tomorrow. And you can stick around for watching commercials if you want to. But apparently there's something broken with the commercial button. So we'll see if we're actually going to have commercials or not. That will be the question. Thank you for watching and have a great night.